Good afternoon. My name is Jake Bennett, and this is a presentation about the LGBTQA community, in specific, the family and dating life aspect of it. As we know, Module 5 has been mainly focusing on traditional families and the relationships that are made. The issue with this is the fact that it is binary or heterosexually skewed chapter, when in reality, there's also a whole new other community known as the LGBTQA community. Some of the points that Module 5 has focused on include extended families, the Argentine hunt, and herbivore men. The term herbivore men is a Japanese term described of a male who is uninterested in getting married or finding a girlfriend. This is otherwise known as a bachelor in the United States, but this is the term we've used. And the Argentine hunt for a relationship is self-explanatory, as it's just a definition for the hunt of love. But the quote-unquote typical family is not the only type of family. There's a growing number of members in the LGBTQA community, and the term LGBTQA stands for lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, questioning, or asexual. This acronym is important for people as it makes them feel safe and know that there are other people just like them. As we progress as a nation, there is growing acceptance of the LGBTQA community, but there are still some issues. The Human Rights Campaign released a statement saying that 4 out of 10 youth LGBTQA members reported feeling unaccepted in the community they were raised in. This is something that many members deal with, and family life can also be very difficult. Although many families are very accepting of their children's sexual orientation, there are definitely some cases where it is not accepted. This would include but not be limited to a very religious Christian family who is set in their ways about the topic. The kids that are afraid of telling their parents about these issues usually end up with depression and anxiety, which could lead to suicide, according to pediatrics.aa.com. Although many families are very accepting of although there are some disheartening issues with family and community on acceptance of the LGBTQA community, there is very positive factors. One of the greatest about LGBTQA couples is their willingness for adoption. There are 114,000 couples that are raising adopted children, which is something that is necessary as it gives these children a second chance at a good childhood. Being that I'm not part of the LGBTQA community, my knowledge of dating and social life is not very I'm not very knowledgeable in it, but after doing some research, I was able to find that there's actually a lot of struggles with dating in the LGBTQA community. According to www.bold.com, there were 12 struggles that they mainly focused with, so I picked the top 5, and I will end up discussing those in the next few slides. The number one that the LGBTQA community members struggle with when trying to find a relationship would be knowing if the person is actually an LGBTQA member, as awkwardness could sure arrive if they end up talking to someone and they're not the sexually orientated person they think they are. The second struggle an LGBTQA member has when dating is transphobia. Even if someone is homosexual, they may still feel that a transgender person is not something that they are into, and if a transgender person tries to get into a relationship with one who is a homosexual, there could be struggle and awkwardness, and sometimes hatred could occur as well. The third struggle for an LGBTQA member is there may be dirty looks with public displays of affection. Even if society is accepting of that sexual orientation of a person, there will always be some people that may comment or make a remark on the PDA that has occurred, so that's something they also have to deal with. The fourth struggle for an LGBTQA member is the community that an LGBTQA member lives in may be very small, and there's not a lot of options for them to find love. Finding that there is only about 4% of the population being in this community. And a lot of these people might not live in a giant city. It could be extremely hard for them to find love. And the fifth and final struggle I'll talk about is the fact that some people never come out, and that could be a deal breaker for a relationship. If that person is not comfortable with themselves, they will never be able to have a relationship with someone else. But there's good news for this dating community as GQ released an article talking about the different dating apps that the members can download to get into a serious relationship. These include, but are not limited to, Grindr, Scruff, and Chappy. Along with the dating apps, people can also meet at Pride Month meetups. This is where the entire community gets together in one place from all around the country and shares the rights that they have and spreads the love for their community. This is a chance for these people to find people that are just like them and hopefully get into a long-term relationship with them in the future. If an LGBTQ member is struggling with something in their life, whether it be family or dating life, there is a program called the Trevor Project that is a 24/7 hotline with anything they desire to talk about. It could be from a crush to suicidal thoughts that may be arising. It's just something that everyone should know that there is out there and that they can utilize if necessary. Also recently, there's been developments in the rights for the community. In 2015, the Supreme Court ruled same-sex marriage legal for all 50 states. This is a huge step for the community as they can now start families on their own without being illegal doing it. Overall, my knowledge has expanded greatly since the start of this assignment. I had no idea the struggles of the members in this community had, but I was also unaware of how strong the community was and everything that they stand for.